Hello!
Hi everybody, it's me, Talon.
I'm Alita.
And we're a couple of geeks, and you're not awake yet, are you?
No.
It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're still not awake, especially not her, because she hasn't even drank hardly any of her coffee.
I'm still finishing up my coffee. Well, welcome to our Fan Fridays. If you're just joining us, this is something that we do here at A Couple of Geeks every Friday, because we like to share the things that we love, and a lot of those things are you guys or the people that we have met in our journeys as a couple of geeks. So we're here to kind of just sit here and talk with you guys about things that we love and things that you love and connect with you every week here on Fridays. And today's a little bit earlier than normal. I'm not a morning person.
Nor am I.
I know it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, which seems a little weird, but it's still like morning for me, so I'm still haven't gotten going and done.
We're both night owls.
Still working on pretending to be human.
And stuff. You work in like the late morning to afternoon, like to the evening, and then I've been a bartender and a DJ for like the past 3 years. So I'm definitely a nighttime person. Thank you for joining. Today we've got a bunch of things to talk
Timmy
about.
Double and Malice6687. Thank you for joining our feed today.
Thanks for joining us. So, today we got a bunch of random things to talk about and stuff. Some fun nerdy things that we found and some other not so fun things, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Firstly, I wanted to say yesterday was my little brother's birthday. So
happy birthday to your brother!
Happy birthday, Brandon. You just turned 25 and you are past now the age where you had to be a certain age to do something. So the only other thing now that you have to be another certain age to do is be president. And I'm not even to that age yet. So don't worry. There's time. There's still time. Don't worry.
Your little baby brother is like a grown up.
Yeah, he's kind of a grown up. When he first could drink, I was like, and then when I got a motorcycle, and then a couple months later he got a motorcycle, I was like, no, he shouldn't, no. And I've never really been the big brother type and stuff, but I realized as I became an adult that Brandon looked up to me as, a big brother, and I probably wasn't the best big brother ever, but, and I apologize for those times. He loves you. But, yeah, no, I can tell. Yeah. I love him, too. He's an awesome kid. He's done so much in the past couple of years and stuff like that. I'm really proud of him. So
speaking of siblings.
What?
This is not my sibling, but...
I was about to say, what? What? It's not your sibling.
First of all, isn't he super, super cute? I'll bring him in closer so you can see him.
Oh, that's why you said siblings. I just realized.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
My sister made this, and she just, she's amazing. She's got a Facebook page called Couple of Geeks, and she makes crochet stuff. I can't speak.
Crochet
Mornings,
geek.
What is it? Malice66 says you can rent a car loan and have cheaper insurance now. Yeah, he's kind of past that threshold.
That's the threshold there of the 24, 25, yeah.
But my sister, if you look it up on Instagram, her page is called Couple of Geeks, and she does all kinds of stuff. She makes blankets and little toy things, and
she makes custom things too.
Yeah, so if there's something you want her to make, just send her a message and she'll make it and send it to you. She's also on Etsy. I don't know if her Etsy page is open right now, but yeah, definitely send her a message if you're interested. But she made this for Talon, and who is he, Talon?
That's Gur from Invader Zim. He's adorable. He's a little robot.
Look at his little ears.
He's got little ears. He looks so perfect with his big bulgy eyes and stuff like that.
Speaking of
he's got his little...
She's on our feed right now. Go click on her thing and go say hi and like her page.
Thanks for joining.
Hi, Linda.
So yeah, she did this for my birthday and it was hilarious. I love her. I love Invader Zim. Jonan Vasquez is he's just a wizard when it comes to making funny cartoons. Oh, you enjoyed making him? Oh, good.
He is the cutest. He sits on our shelf next to our
stuffed Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Pokemon plushies, not stuffed Pokemon. There's a difference.
Creepy.
That's like taxidermied Pokemon.
Gary says hi to Kurshiki.
Hi. So We are moving on.
So that's the little stuffed animal of today. He's
Yes.
this little girl. He's gonna hang out with me down here.
Lita almost always has like a stuffed animal. We have a lot of like random stuffed animals and plushies and stuff like that. So
Because we're big kids.
Because we're big kids and we have a lot of toys up on our shelves. There's like no room for anything else.
So what's going on?
So there's a lot of stuff going on right now. But I think we should probably start with what we usually start with, which is Netflix, because we're stuck at home, because we're not doing anything except for watching TV. So Netflix! Yeah. So you watched a weird little animated series?
Yeah, it's a two-parter.
Okay.
They're like 30 minutes each.
And it's called what?
It's called Revolting Rhymes.
Okay.
And it was recommended on my Netflix feed, and I was like, okay, this looks interesting. I read the little description.
Yeah.
And it was actually really good. I didn't realize that it was a fairy tale story based off of the children's book by, I'm going to totally butcher this guy's name, but the guy who did Willy and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, Willy Wonka and the
Matilda, and all that, and the BFG.
I'll take a crack at it. Roald Dahl.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
I feel like if I say it, it's not going to come out correct. So.
We both have a lot of trouble with names, and pronouncing names like Roald Dahl is kind of
to like really think about
is
it.
kind of rough. Yeah.
He's a British writer, and he wrote a lot of children's books, and a lot of his books have been turned into movies.
Yeah.
But this is one that I just kind of came across. And basically the story is a two-parter, and it's combining fairy tales in kind of a different way. So there's Cinderella, Snow White, Jack and the Beanstalk, the Three Little Pigs.
Looks like Little Red Riding Hood was there too.
And Little Red Riding Hood. Like all of these fairy tales are kind of blended into each other, and it's kind of a darker version of what these characters are going through. A little bit of a twist on them.
That's kind of cool.
But it was really good. There's like the guy that the main narrator character is the wolf from the Little Red Riding Hood, and he has this really kind of deep, menacing voice.
Were there any?
It's really great to hear that voice.
Is it computer animated or is it claymation? Because it looks like
computer animated.
Okay, it has like a stop motion look to it. Like it almost looks like Corpse Bride or something like that.
Yeah, like James and the Giant Peach type of thing. Which is also one of the ones that
that's another Roald Dahl. You haven't seen James and the Giant Peach,
I have
you
not.
said.
I know. I've had people yell at me about
that
it.
That movie used to scare me.
But I haven't seen it. Hi, Corey. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, it's good to see you again. Well, I mean, it's good for you to see us again. That's what it means. Yes. But he also did Matilda. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen Matilda in forever. That movie.
I've never seen Matilda.
What? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you've seen. Alright, so okay.
I just wasn't interested in it. I never got around to seeing it.
I understand. So like I've seen James and the Giant Peach and Matilda, and we've both seen Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory and stuff like that. But I haven't seen the BFG.
Which I have.
Which you have.
Which was so good.
And you watched Revolting Rhymes, which I haven't watched yet either.
So the BFG I saw here.
Yeah.
So I didn't see it when it was in the theaters. I watched it here at home.
This was Steven Spielberg adapted that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And the animation is so good. The characters and the way BFG stands for not what you think it does. Linda said she loved the BFG, but you see BFG and you're just like, what? That doesn't sound like a really.
I think the BFG gun from Doom, the big effing gun.
Yeah, that's not what it is. But it stands for the Big Friendly Giant.
That's what I thought it stood for.
And basically this kid accidentally gets, well, not really accidentally, she kind of is awake in the middle of the night, and this giant is walking around the city, and she sees the giant, and so because he's not supposed to be seen, nobody's supposed to know about him, he captures her and kidnaps her and kind of protects her from the other giants because he's a friendly giant and the other giants eat humans. So but the way that he talks, like the cadence and the words that he uses is so whimsical. It's like music to your ears almost, just listening to this giant talk.
You know who I imagine? Because, okay, so a movie that we both saw because your recommendation, it's not Roald Dahl, but I absolutely loved the voice work and stuff in it, was A Monster Calls. Liam Neeson as the monster.
Yeah, and that came out around the same time, actually.
But it didn't get a lot of press, though.
I would say that A Monster Calls was a very dark fairy tale.
Oh, yeah.
Because it deals with death and
loss.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good, like, older kids movie. Like, maybe preteen and older for A Monster Calls. But BFG was definitely more kid-friendly, I think.
Yeah.
That's more kind of a family movie for BFG. But I really liked Monsters Call too. That one was kind of like got you in the feels.
Yeah, it did. It punched you right in the feels.
But it came out around the same time.
Yeah. I'm surprised it didn't get more press either, because I really enjoyed it. It was scary, and it was sad, and it was painful. Deep. It was deep. Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah. If anybody has suffered any kind of loss in their family or somebody that they loved or cared for, like, that movie was a really good one to kind of watch. It does kind of tear open your heart a little bit, but it definitely was. It was thought-provoking about, going through that process and what that means, losing somebody you care for,
Absolutely,
especially from a kid's point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, getting off of that dark topic, and going to something a little bit brighter, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Woo,
Speaking of Netflix,
so excited.
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt season 4 comes out on Netflix on May 30th.
Been obsessed with this show since it came out. We have probably rewatched this show about 30 times already.
Yeah.
Every time we're like, we don't know what we want to watch, we're just like, let's watch some Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and we'll just pick an episode and just kind of binge it from there.
They are so funny. Tina Fey is one of the writers, or is like the lead writer.
Yeah.
So it's like her show, just like Good News, right?
Good News is also
Good News is also a Tina Fey. And Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt is hilarious. If you haven't watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, it was one of the first Netflix series that was very successful. That was really successful. And it revolved around Kimmy Schmidt, who was abducted as a child.
As a teenager.
Or as a teenager. Yeah, as a young teenager, and forced to live in a apocalyptic bunker with this reverend who basically abducted like several other people and stuff like that, and told them that the world ended and that they had to live in this bunker to survive. And then police eventually find the bunker after 12 years or something like that.
Yeah, she gets kidnapped in 1998, and then I think it's like 10 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
That she gets rescued.
It's like 2008.
And that's where the story starts. So basically, like, mentality-wise,
she's like totally like 80s, 90s, yeah.
She's a 90s kid. She doesn't know anything about modern life or how to be an adult, because she's just basically that teenager that she was when she was kidnapped.
Yeah.
So there's that kind of funny moment of her kind of discovering how to be normal.
To be a person, yeah.
Not really normal. So that's the main character, but then there's all these side characters that kind of revolve around her, like Titus.
Her sidekick, Titus Andromedon.
He's my favorite person ever.
He is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Like, so many Titus quotes, like Foop. Like, Foop is the best word. Yeah, just easily Foop is the best word. Overstand? I love the term overstand, because you know what? It made it into IT Crowd, too.
Did it?
Yes, it did. In the last season, the last big episode of the IT Crowd, they constantly said they were constantly like not only do I understand Roy, I overstand.
Maybe that's where they got it from.
It might have been. I'm not sure.
It's a little bit older, I think.
Well, the IT Crowd is older. I don't know, but they did the last season of the IT Crowd years later, after they tried to do the American version.
What, they had an American version?
Yes, I know.
I didn't know this.
I know.
Weird.
I know. I think Chris O'Dowd was in it. Who's Roy?
Broad's Beard Care is here.
Oh, hey!
It's Kelly Broad.
I was just about to send you an email to let you know that I really liked the new shave soap in the tin, and I'm gonna do a video review on it, and post it on our YouTube. And it's gonna be Talon Shaves with Broad's Beard Care. But I love it. Don't change a thing. The only thing I would say is that the lid on the thing probably could be a little tighter, but it's awesome. And I'll send you an email just to follow up with you too.
So this is a good segue.
Oh yeah, segue.
One of the things we love doing on the weekends, because we always try to talk about something that you can kind of check out during the weekends, and on Saturdays, this is one of our favorite things to do. What should we recommend that they go take a look at?
Well, if you guys are in the area tomorrow, or any Saturday for that matter, you guys should stop by downtown Winter Garden for the Winter Garden Farmers Market. It's from...
Hobbit's here!
Hi, Hobbit!
Hi, Hobbit!
He's gonna, leave now because we called him Hobbit in front of all these people.
No, he loves that we call him Hobbit.
But if you guys are in the Winter Garden area, it is from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Saturday in downtown Winter Garden off Plant Street and stuff. And it is just a wonderful farmers market. We've met so many good people there and local businesses that have just really changed our lives.
Including Kelly Broad's Beard Care.
Yes, including Broad's Beard Care, which is pretty much the only beard care stuff that I use. And now that I'm growing my beard, it really does help a lot. I love it. I started using his beard soap as a shave soap because I was shaving, and I wanted a shave soap instead of a shaving cream because I wanted to use my badger hair shavy brush. And I was like, oh yeah, there's all the same ingredients of this and other ones, but I'm supporting a business of stuff I already like. And so I picked it up and started using it, and I love it as a shave soap. It works so well. It's super conditioning and has cocoa butter in it and stuff. It's good.
Yeah, so we like it.
Yes, and now I use his beard oil on my beard too, which is really, really great. His scents are amazing.
So Winter Garden Farmers Market is
yes.
one of the things we love to do, but then it only runs till 2 o'clock. So one of the things we'll also do is after we've kind of seen and bought and everything that we need to get from the farmers market.
Like honey, hold on.
And honey.
And honey from Allison's Apiaries.
We will walk down to the
Plant Street
Market, which
yes.
is a little bit down the street, a little bit.
It's
a long, narrow building.
It's just past the county or the city hall.
But we used to, if you know anything about us and if you've been following us for a little while, we used to be obsessed with the Argonne Marketplace.
Yes.
And that closed down. And I feel like this place is probably the closest thing that we've found to the Argonne is kind of the farmers market plus the Plant Street Market. Is kind of been our little replacement home. Kind of. From the Argonne. But there's Cricket Can Brewery, there's a brewery there, they have teas and coffees, and
Axum Coffee roasts their coffee there.
There's a pizza place there.
There's a brick oven pizza place. There's a sushi place there too.
Yeah, there's a lot to kind of check out there.
There's a macaroni and cheese.
Little strip mall.
Yeah. It's a really strange sort of little concept to have a bunch of little businesses all in this one building. And I think the building, it's a historic building too. I think it used to be a tractor factory.
I'm not sure.
I think it did. I'll have to do some research on that. But that's what I believe so. But the brewery is down at one end, and that's where they brew the beer, and then they sell the beer there, and it's amazing. Last weekend I had an amazing beer. It was called Firkin Friday, and it was a combination of one of my favorite beers that they do, which is called Domestic Bliss, which is a Belgian strong style ale, at 9% ABV. And they had added to that in a cask. They had added cardamom pods, smoked black pepper, coffee, and what was the last one? Oh, orange peel. And it was insane. It was an insane beer. It was.
Okay, just in case you didn't
just
get that
just in case you didn't catch the face the first time. It was an insane beer. It was amazing. I already love Domestic Bliss, and when they added all the rest of that to it, it was just really, really, it was a treat. It was honestly really cool to kind of drink a beer that I may never have again because they may not ever make it again. But yeah, it was really, really good. You didn't like it too much, but it's super aromatic. Like all of the aromas of like the coffee and the cardamom and stuff like that. We put cardamom in our coffee.
We do.
Because it slightly lowers the caffeine in it and it makes it sort of freshy taste. It takes out some of the acidity too.
Mainly we use it for the acidity to kind of calm our tummy a little bit.
Yes. And it works out really, really well. We don't have to add it to the coffee that we get from Coffee Shop of Horrors though.
No, we don't usually.
No, their coffee is so fresh.
Other brands we put the cardamom in it.
Yeah, their coffee is so fresh it doesn't really have that much acidity.
This past week we also went to the Edison on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we recommended that you guys go and check that place out. So hopefully, kind of poked your head in. Or stopped by from, any other time to see the Edison. This was
our Valentine's Day before Valentine's Day date.
Tuesday night, they had the band there, and they had the DJ, and there was about maybe 20, 30 people there that were swing dancers that came for the Tuesday night event. We talked to management afterwards, and it seemed that the place really liked that we were there. Yeah. And they loved the dancing, and some of the other guests even got involved and excited. And there's kind of like there was a private party upstairs, and they started coming down and dancing too. They were all watching everything, taking pictures and loving seeing everyone dancing, and everyone was kind of dressed up and in kind of appropriate
flapper girls and big hats and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really cool.
It was fun.
I'm super excited about the Edison. I've gotten like hearsay from other people that were like, man, maybe it's not so good. I'm like, have you been there?
I think it depends on where your point of view is from. If you're going in expecting it to be, it's a restaurant first. Yes. It's a restaurant establishment. It's not a swing dancing establishment with food. Yeah. This is a restaurant first with other offerings on top of that. Yeah. So I think if you go in with that expectation, knowing that the band is not necessarily a band for swing dancers, but it is a band that plays swing dancing music, then I think that you're going to go in the proper mindset. But if you're going in with, I'm a swing dancer, I'm going to go to a band that's going to play swing dancing music for me, you're probably going to be let down a little bit because a lot of the tempos are a little bit faster. The
tempos are pretty fast because they play sort of stuff like postmodern jukebox. Yeah. So they're like, they're like some modern tracks that have been like added like a swingy or, a swing beat and sort of changed around the cadence of the lyrics and stuff like that. But some songs that were, slower, they've made faster, and some songs are faster, they made slower, because it's all about that sort of like expressivity. I'm excited.
We'll see like where this goes. They're hoping to make this an actual like every Tuesday thing. Like it's looking like that might be a thing, but they haven't like placed it as a yes. They're kind of seeing how management has responded, because the team there in the location loved it. Although the people up above need to be like, did they make enough money?
They need to see sales and stuff like that.
Yeah. They normally don't have a band on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, they normally do not.
They did this for us.
Which is really cool. And we're super excited about it. We think that the Edison is a really nifty place. Like they sort of encourage people to come like dressed up and stuff like that too. Which is awesome. So it's great to see places like that at Disney Springs that are willing to like be a part of the community and, like be a place that people want to come to. So yeah, the cocktails are really good too.
Yeah, the cocktails are good.
Yeah, they have some really nifty cocktails, like some old fashioned style cocktails. Like I see, like they have a decent Sazerac there. I had an Aviation, which I've never had before. I knew it was in it. It's like gin and like I think Quina de Lay. No, that's a Vesper. It has like a floral liqueur and then also maraschino liqueur in it, and lemon juice, and it was really tasty. It was pink and it was really tasty.
It was okay.
You don't like it?
It had this kind of weird little bitter punch at the end of it.
That's the gin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a gin fan.
Nor am I, but this was a pretty good drink. So either way, they had a really good smoked like old fashioned there that was really, really good.
Do you know what opened up this weekend that everyone's like excited about, and
what
that we're probably not going to be able to see?
Oh,
that you guys are going to have to tell us.
you are gonna have to tell us about Black Panther.
Yes.
Please tell us about Black Panther. Just tell us if it's worth us like not being able to pay our power bill. Like to go see. Because so far we heard good things. One of our super fans, Rebecca, she saw it and said that whatever you think Black Panther is, it's more. I may be paraphrasing a little bit there, but that was essentially it. And I'm super excited for that. This is another sort of pivotal step in the MCU towards making different movies and involving characters that like I did not, nobody knew about. You know what I just found out? You remember Blade?
Mm-hmm.
Wesley Snipes, before he did Blade, was working on a Black Panther movie. And it didn't go anywhere. And they were stalled and stuff like that trying to make the Black Panther movie years ago in like the late 90s. And he left that production to do Blade because he loved the character.
Interesting.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I want to give a little bit of a plug. If you guys like old random movies and stuff like that too, you should check out a YouTube channel called Good Bad Flicks. And the guy on there, I've just started watching a few of these. Basically goes over some of the little known facts and like randomness about like what are generally not the best films, but kind of have a cult following and stuff like that. Like, not everybody loved Blade, or it's been sort of forgotten by now, but it had a lot more like to do behind the scenes than what most people think. And he's like gone over a bunch of different movies, like The Stuff. I've never even seen The Stuff. And like Relic and stuff like that, and Pandorum, which I love Pandorum. It was a good movie.
Yes, it was.
Okay, I'm like, you've seen Pandorum.
As I think about it, we have it.
We do. We own that movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was one of those like random ones that kind of came out and then disappeared.
Yeah, it did.
But it was good. I remember.
It was kind of almost like a sequel to Event Horizon too. Event Horizon was a good movie. Well, it was a good bad movie.
We also got an announcement just today or yesterday that Incredibles 2 will be coming out.
Is it going to be called Incredibles 2 or
Incredibles 2?
Is it going to be like Incredibles?
No.
I don't think that's a word.
Incredibles 2.
Incredibles 2.
So that's exciting.
And that's it says June 15th. June 15th we'll get Incredibles 2. It looked like from the trailers they're going to pick up right where they left off in the first movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
There's
going to be it looks like they're focusing a lot on Jack and about him and his developed superpowers.
Crazy. Oh my gosh. Jack was hilarious.
He was my favorite.
He was
all the characters in the movie. Jack was my favorite.
The Incredibles was a good film. I'm surprised they waited this long to do a sequel to it. It might just be Disney's like renewed fervor in like doing sequels because, they own everything now or something like that. And they're just like, we can do whatever we want!
I think a lot of it has to do that it's easier and quicker to make movies that are animated now than it was then.
Good point.
It took a long time to make an animated movie when Incredibles first came
The
out.
Incredibles was like the third like big Pixar movie,
and that's a lot of time. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of pre-production. So now it's a little bit, and the animation is just getting better. I mean, you look at the trailer for Incredibles 2. I think I saw a screen capture where they kind of zoomed in on his shirt, and it's like you can see the fibers in there.
Dude, that's awesome.
So they're getting more complicated, but still easier and quicker to kind of push these movies out than they were before.
Well, hopefully they keep up with the quality and stuff like that. Like two really good movies that still revolved around hand-drawn animation were like the last two really big movies, and they were amazing. They were pinnacles of hand-drawn animation when it came to like the American hand-drawn animation. It's still a lot of hand-drawn stuff coming out of Japan, and that's still awesome. But they are even turning to like they're sort of in their infancy of using like computer-generated anime like sort of stuff right now. But the last two that came out here in America were Lilo and Stitch and Princess and the Frog, and those two movies have beautiful animation and stuff. And that was at sort of the cusp, the pinnacle of how good this hand-drawn style could be. And I love those films. Those are both great. Yeah. Lilo and Stitch is great.
Yeah, it's true.
So, trying to see what else we had here. All right. So he did all that. We did all that. We did all that. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh. We almost forgot to tell everybody that the Plant Street Market just got a new building.
Mm-hmm.
They got a new building that they've been working on over the past couple months, and it's like just across from the Plant Street Market in Winter Garden, and it has 2 new restaurants, 1 steakhouse, which for some reason doesn't have anything on Google, so I forgot what it was called.
But it's like a high-end.
It's like a high-end steakhouse,
like
28 for like a for like a New York strip or whatever. But it was pretty good looking, and it's a nice size looking restaurant too. They're only open for like dinner, and I don't think they're open on like Mondays or something like that. Because who wants to go get a steak on a Monday? I don't know.
I have never been to a high-end steak place.
Nor have I.
I don't eat steak very often.
I was told once that I need to go to like a high-end steakhouse and like not and not just like Longhorn or whatever and just get like a good steak, but go to like a high-end steakhouse and get like the steak. Because I've heard it's like life-changing, like you'll never want to go back. Because I do enjoy a good steak and stuff. I tried myself to make them, but I'm really bad at whittling.
What?
I made a terrible pun there. I'm really sorry, everyone. A steak. Making a steak.
Oh.
If I have to explain it, it's not funny. I'm sorry. I had a flashback to my old job working as a bartender making puns. But the other restaurant that's over there is Four Locos Tacos, which looks really good. It's like a like sort of almost authentic like Guadalajaran like Latin food and stuff like that. The prices were decent for that too. They looked about right, like $10 for like a taco basket with chips and stuff. But yeah, and then up above on the second floor is going to be Crooked Can's new offices, which is cool and stuff. So we're coming up to probably the end of our stream for today because I actually have to work a little bit early. But before you guys start to leave, we do have to take it down a little bit in feels and stuff like that because as you're probably aware, just a couple days ago here in Florida, in South Florida, in Broward County, there was a shooting at a school, and several people, a lot of people were injured, and several people were killed. And we wanted to, to let all of you know that the people down there need help and prayers, and if you guys are able to donate to the charity that we found. It's not our charity. It is the Stoneman Douglas Victims Fund on GoFundMe.com. You can donate any amount. GoFundMe doesn't have a fee that GoFundMe uses. They don't take any of the money. All of it goes to them, and they simply ask. GoFundMe just asks for if you want to leave a tip for GoFundMe to keep working. So you can donate.
So basically, this is for the victims' families and for the school.
This is for the victims. This is for the victims' families and the school. Yes. So far, they've already raised over $800,000, which was like 3 times what they were what their original goal was, which is awesome.
And the thing is none of this is going to replace what they've lost.
Yeah.
But when you're grieving, it's hard to do normal life things.
Yeah, this helps the families,
gives them time to at least start some type of healing so they don't have to worry about monies. Yeah,
it's in a situation like that, sometimes it's impossible to work. It's ridiculous. So we already know that the county is taking care of is paying for all of the funeral stuff for all of the families. So they don't have to worry about that, but it is still hard to get back.
The whole thing is just heartbreaking.
Life.
So I feel like when you feel like there's nothing you can really do, this is just something that you can do. I mean, and it just gives some type of action. I mean, praying is good.
Yeah.
Sending out thoughts is good, but doing something about it is also good as well.
Yeah.
I think all those things combined is where people come together and are able to do miraculous things and kind of bring a little bit more love to this world when the world seems like it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you're located in Broward County, they also recommend that if you can't give money or anything like that, if you can give blood in that county, because as you know, it's people going to hospitals and stuff like that with blood loss or anything like that, that depletes reserves as well. And for people that are sick or injured coming in still from any other sort of incidents and stuff like that, they will, they'll need to refill those blood supplies and stuff like that at blood banks. So if, for the next couple of weeks, if you're in that county to give blood to, that's another way that you can help out, of course, not help, necessarily victims' families, but be able to help people, and help the nurses and doctors in the hospitals be able to help treat people too. And we hate to have to, to kind of come down. Usually, as you probably have seen, we're all super happy and stuff like that, but on occasion tragedies like this do happen. And
especially since we're here in Florida, and a couple years ago we had the Pulse shooting, so it kind of hits a little closer to home for us because we do, as a community, we understand what that community is feeling and what they're going through, and nobody should ever have to feel this way or have to deal with this with their families, and it's heartbreaking, and we just needed to say something and be like, this is something that we have been strong here in Orlando and have done similar things, with donating our time and our money to those victims' families. And this is something that we can do for them as well.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We also like to encourage you guys. Couple of Geeks is not political at all, but wanted to let you guys know, if this angers you about this type of shooting at a school again, call your local legislators, call them, write them. The best thing to do is to call them and tell them that you want to make a change to gun laws if that's what you want to do. Not going to tell you which way is right or which way that we would tell you to do, because we're not opinionated people. We have our own thoughts and feelings and stuff about how this works, but we're not going to impose those views on you all. But we would encourage you, if you do feel strongly enough that you want to make a change or you want to help make a change or start opening a dialogue about this, call your local legislators, call Rick Scott, call the governor of Florida and tell them that you want them to start talking about change. So that's what we would suggest to you guys to do. Again, if you guys want to donate on that GoFundMe page, it's Stoneman Douglas Victims Fund. This is the only fund, this is the only charity that I could find that is going directly to the families and is
we'll
helping
post it on the page.
Yeah, we'll post it.
We'll
post it on our Facebook page and in the links in the links in description below. But other than that, I think that's going to do it for us for this week. We'll be back next week with a lot more fun stuff. Remember to tell us about Black Panther, because we want to know how good it does. We'll be keeping an eye on all of the other random nerdy news and stuff like that. Remember, thoughts and prayers to the families down there and the victims and stuff of this tragedy. And we hope to see you guys again next week. All right?
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Did I press it? No. I didn't press the button.
We're still here.
I'm still here.
We came back. See? We're here.
I didn't leave yet.